And this is training on how to create a small store inside of Builderall. We've got so many things that are available in Builderall. So we've got Magento, which is a Mama Huni store. If you want to create a massive, fully functional, oh my gosh, you can't imagine the feature store, then Magento is the way you want to go. But it is a very complicated system to set up. You can learn it. There's no doubt about it. I learned it, so you can learn it. But the reality is it's a lot of work to set up a Magento store. Then there's WooCommerce, which is actually pretty easy to set up, and it's a plugin inside of WordPress. So you could go that direction. But again, that's working with WordPress. WordPress can make people cry sometimes, and getting the exact way you want it to look is sometimes a challenge. So even that is kind of a upper level, intermediate level type setup. But we've also got Super Checkout inside of Cheetah. And Super Checkout is great if you're wanting to sell onesie items with bump sells or predefined packages of items. So you can sell one item and then maybe bump sell so they can buy 3 more if they want to. For example, if you had a physical product, you guys have seen all these infomercials, right? We're like, buy this flashlight, and if you buy it right now, we'll give you 3 more for only $5.99. That's a bump sell. So you could buy the $19.99 flashlight and then get 3 more as a bump sell for $5.99. We can do that. There we go. Chris is like, sign me up. I got it. But you can actually do that with the Super Checkout. Okay, you can do that. That's a single product, and then you add a bump sell to it. It works beautifully. But there are times when you want to set up a store where you want the user to define how many products they want to buy. So if you've got a store that has maybe some clothing, maybe you've got t-shirts, hats, and shoes, and they want to buy 2 of these t-shirts in a size medium, they want 4 of these t-shirts in a size small, they want 2 of these hats and 1 pair of these shoes. That is a cart system. And that's what we're going to talk about doing tonight. Now, the cart system is actually really easy to set up. It's really fun to set up, but you wouldn't want to do more than about maybe 10 to 20 products. Now, that doesn't include variants. When we talk about variants, that means I have this cool t-shirt and it comes in this many sizes. Those are variants. So small, medium, large, extra large, triple X, all those kinds of things. Those are variants. And then it comes in colors. So you can have all those different sizes, and you can get it in blue, yellow, green, purple, and pink, right? So those are variants. So it's the shirt that we're looking at. That's an item. We're not counting the variants because we can set all that on the button. So if you've got maybe 20 different styles of shirts, not including the variants. So with the variants included, you can have hundreds of products, right? But individual items that are just like this design of shirt, I wouldn't put more than about
She's frozen.
10 or 20 in a menu. Am I back yet?
You're frozen, Shelly.
Okay, so am I back yet? Can you guys see me? Yeah, the internet gods are saying we're just gonna mess with her a little bit tonight, and that's okay. They have the power; they can do that. But I am really excited because this is a easy way to set up a store. You don't have to have a bunch of products, and I'm gonna actually show you tonight how to source some products. So the first thing we're gonna look at is actually some ways you can actually find products. And the reason I'm telling you this is because, and I want everybody to lean in and listen. Okay, everybody leaning in. You got this? Make sure you listen. There, Chris is in there. I'm going to teach you how to create a store that you can sell the website for money. Are you ready? Oh my gosh, that's right. Because I would tell you exactly what I've done before is I've actually created websites where I found products that were kind of matching and they fit together, such as baby products. And I've set up stores where they were funnels that they had to go through the funnel to buy the products. And I've set up these mini stores with the PayPal cart system. And these mini stores with the PayPal cart system are absolutely wonderful. So the first thing I wanted to do today is actually just spend a little bit of time sourcing products so you can actually see what it's like to go find a product that might be a good idea to put into a store. Okay. And then once you find a product, we can talk about building a website around it and then using the PayPal cart system to set it up. So does that sound good?
Yes.
All right. These websites, you guys, sell for really good money. When I built the baby product website, it was actually a funnel. It wasn't using the PayPal cart system, but I've done other ones with the PayPal cart system. But that simple baby funnel, it was 6 different products that I sourced out that were unusual products. And I put the funnel together, sourced the product. So I found the wholesale price, the vendor that you could buy it from, how to drop ship it to the customer, and then what retail price you could put on it to sell it, and built the funnel out. And that one funnel sold for $2,000. So it is very possible to find some really good products that are hip, that are moving, that are crazy good, build a quick little store around it, and then get you a good domain and set it all up. And then there's a place online called Flippa, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. But you can actually advertise your website that you created the store around on Flippa, and then you can tell them, oh, and by the way, the hosting is on Builderall. So, so if you buy it, you'll have to continue to host it on Builderall. Right? Great way to make some money and get some people on your team. So let's take a look. I want to do Flippa first, just so you guys can see kind of the concept behind that idea. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we'll go to Flippa. It's flippa.com. So FLIPPA.com. And this is where you can buy and sell businesses online. You can buy domains here. You can buy complete businesses here. I do want to put a warning on here, because once you come on here and start looking, this is like a Hobby Lobby. Okay. You get in, you don't get out real fast, because there's so many cool businesses out there, and you will want to buy at least 10 businesses like every time you jump in and take a look. Don't buy them. This is where you look and you sell, right? You figure out what's selling, what's working, and you sell. But you can actually purchase domains here. You can purchase e-commerce sites here, content items here. There's just so much here, but you can take a look at what kind of things they offer. And then once you're ready to sell, you just register as a seller. So right here, you can register as a buyer, or you can click start selling, and you can put whatever item that you created up for sale. And you're going to see examples of what other people have put on as far as information. There's going to be a report on the domain that you've chosen. So it will show that it's a brand new domain. It doesn't have any traffic or anything, but that's okay if you've got a quality website that you're selling with the domain. And then you let them know that the hosting is on Builderall, and this is how much it'll cost you if you continue the hosting with Builderall. You can sell it. And honestly, there's so many that are selling. Let's see, like here, right here, we've got a $200,000 website called designiest.com. I don't know what that is, but you can click on it and take a look. And it gives you information about the business, and it gives you kind of at a glance. This one is 11 years old, and it's making about almost 8,000 per month. 8,000 what? 8,000, I don't know, per month. And then once you create your account and log in, it will give you additional information. So you can really look at the information about that business or that domain or whatever it is, and you can make a decision to buy. I have bought a few off of Flippa myself, but I bought it to tweak it a little bit, then flip it right back on Flippa. But I mostly sell on Flippa, and these are great. This is a great way using Builderall tools to build something and then sell on Flippa. My suggestion is that you build something real simple first and put it up on Flippa and sell for a low amount, so you kind of get the experience of selling something on Flippa, and then build something a little bit more complicated, put it up there, and then a little bit more complicated and put it up there, because there are techniques to learn to be able to make sure that your site looks good, has got good information on it. And that just comes with experience of selling and seeing what the end buyer actually is looking for, and also looking at other examples on Flippa to see how other people are doing it as well. Okay, so Flippa is a great opportunity to kind of look at selling websites, selling domains, and what you're going to learn tonight is the perfect way to step into Flippa and do stuff like this. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is actually look at ways to find sources for products. And I'm going to show you a couple of different places. One of them is called AliExpress. If you haven't seen that before, it's like a clearinghouse of wholesale products. Most of the products come from China. So it does take a little while for the products to arrive. They are not high quality products. If you're buying something like electronics or something like that, if you're buying things like clothing, you might get a little, it depends on the product. You might get a little bit better product. If you're buying something like purses, you might get a little bit better product. So AliExpress is kind of one of those that I warn you to use at your own risk. And anything that you decide to put into a store should always be, you should always buy a sample and get it to you first, because what they represent is not necessarily what you get, because it's China, right? So it is what it is. So that's the biggest thing that I really encourage you to do is, and it will take a while. So what that means, and I buy things from China and put them in my store. I have a store that I have Chinese products from, but I'll always get a big shipment of items in to kind of discern what are the items that are high enough quality to go into my store. And so that's why I always order first. And my husband cracks me up because I'll get like a big shipment of rings. I have a jewelry store, so rings and necklaces and earrings and bracelets and all that kind of stuff. And whatever I don't decide to put into my store goes automatically as Christmas gifts. So, so everybody in my family gets tons of Christmas gifts of things that I've ordered that I've been contemplating putting into my store. But you always want to order from AliExpress first. So let's take a look at AliExpress and see what all the hubbub is about, because it's actually really a cool place to take a look at. But I will warn you again, that this should have a warning on it that says, if you step into AliExpress, you may not come out for air for about 3 hours. So you
You'll
want to
get
make sure
lost.
that you set a timer to come on out and at least go to the bathroom once in a while. So this is AliExpress. This is aliexpress.com. It is searchable, so you can actually search by any kind of category. It's free to sign up to get an account with them. It doesn't cost anything. They always have coupons available, so you can activate the coupons based on how much in product you buy. The vendors have coupons, so you can activate those coupons to get a discount. So a lot of times what the prices that you see is not necessarily the lowest price that you'll pay, depending on what coupons are available during that time period. And they always have something rolling on coupons. And you can see right here, there's a new user coupon, exclusive deals, just all kinds of neat stuff. So let's take a look at purses. Let's say that we were going to build a store around purses, which is a big deal. Women love purses, right? We all want the perfect purse. So let's go ahead and take a look at what kind of purses are available. So I'm just going to type in purse, and you can see that we've got a ton of different purse styles. And then over here, we've got ways to narrow down the search a little bit more. So I love the crossbody bags. So that would be one that I would look at, is crossbody bags. But there's just so many different versions. Now, what you're looking for is something that you can put into your store that is a low enough price that you can increase the price and make a good profit. And you're also looking for the drop shipping opportunity and the opportunity to buy onesies. So every once in a while, there'll be a minimum quantity that is over one piece, which means you can't drop ship it. Okay, so that's what we're working for, is items that are low enough price that you can have a good markup on them, that are drop ship capable, which means you can order one piece at a time and have it shipped to your customer. And we're looking for something that is, going to work in your store. So this little basketball purse right here, that may not work in one of my stores. It may not fit the look that I want in my store. But something like this one over here, this little leather messenger bag right here, that may be perfect for my store. It just depends on my store, and you need to make sure that there's consistency in your store. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of these. So here's a nice one right here. It's a stone pattern pickup leather crossbody purse. That looks like a great design. So let's click on it and see what it looks like. So it looks like right now it's on sale. When something like this is on sale, what I want you to do is take that full price. The full price is $25.93. Okay. Don't bake into the sales price what money you're going to spend on it and then how much money you're going to make, because the sale price could end, and so you're not always going to get it at the sale price. So just think of it in terms of the regular price, and then if you hit it on the sale price, you're going to make more money. That's an important trick, because if you go on that sale price and go, ooh, I only have to pay $15.82, so now I only have to charge $30 and I'm making $15 profit. Well, if the price goes back up, you're not making $30 or $15 profit anymore. So all of that is important to consider. Right here, you've got the $2 new user coupon. So when you sign up as a new client for AliExpress, you can use those coupons. There's more coupons that you can use for sure. You can see that there's multiple colors. So I've got kind of the sandstone, and then it looks like I've got a black, and then kind of a, I don't know, lime color, and then a white color. So lots of colors to choose from as well. You want to look at the images that they have. Just remember that the images can look really great, but when you get it in their craft, so you would want to definitely get a sample for yourself. Also, these vendors love Americans. Let me tell you what, they love Americans. So if you contact them and say, hey, I'm an American and I really want to sample your product to possibly put into my store, can I buy a sample from you? Sometimes they will actually give you a sample at a very, very deep discount, like a couple dollars, so you can get it shipped to you and get a good look at it to potentially add into your store. So that's always an option, is to ask them if they have a sample price for you. And then the next thing you're going to look at is the shipping. What is the shipping for that item? And shipping to go to the United States for this item is $8.49. So that's got to be baked into the cost of the item. A lot of these have shipping that are free, because China actually has an agreement with the United States Postal Service. And so they can ship it through our postal service and it doesn't cost anything. That's called e-packet. And if you click on these shipping options, a lot of times you'll see that e-packet will be listed and that e-packet will be free. For this one, it's just a standard delivery. And this one won't come in until, June the 14th. So all of these, if they're really coming from China, are going to take a month to 2 months to actually even come in. So that's another thing you need to bake into your store information, is the time allowed for that item to actually be shipped to the customer. Okay. The next one is to make sure that you go over the description, and you have to be so careful with looking at the description on these. because number one, they're going to be in metric usually instead of English units. So you'll have to look at that really closely and just kind of convert in your mind what that is. And then you want to look at the images very carefully for sure to see if this is something that is even worth getting a sample of. And then the next one, and most important, this is probably the most important thing you can do, is take a look at the customer reviews. And for this item, there are no reviews. I would never buy this item. This would not be an item that I would buy from AliExpress with no reviews. Okay. So I would end up going back and looking for another product, maybe something similar. So let's go here. This one looks interesting. So we'll click on that and take a look. And this one's between $18 and $10, but the regular price is $27 to $34. So that's a big difference. So you want to take that higher end maximum amount you would spend to make sure you bake in your profit like you need to. And then the shipping on this is $5.45. But if you click down, they're going to have other options. And there's that e-packet that I talked to you about. And if you went with e-packet on this one, it would be $8.65. And then it gives you the estimated date that you would be able to deliver. Now, I am sure that with all the things that are happening with coronavirus and the tensions between the US and China, that all of this is being affected on shipping dates and costs and everything. So just make sure you understand that that is more than likely baked into this system. Okay. So you want to be very careful using AliExpress right now. I've got established vendors, so I'm very happy with my vendors and what they're doing. Again, look at the item itself to make sure you're looking at what that item looks like to see if it's something that you really do want to truly look at as a possible item in your store, right? And then you want to go to the reviews. So you click reviews and take a look at it. This has got 3 reviews and 2 of them have images. So you want to click on the images to make sure that what you're seeing is actually something that you're interested in, at least getting a sample of. And if everything rings, true, that you are really interested in it, then the best step I can tell you to do is click favorite. So click that little heart right there. When you click that heart, it will save it into your favorites. And when you save it into favorites, you can go back the next day and actually look at your list of favorites again to see what out of those favorites are the ones that you really want to either sample or add to your store. So that's the method that I use. I don't actually ever purchase something the first time I see it. I'll drop it into my favorites category and then go back and look at it. You can actually get 1 of these, so a minimum purchase of 1. So that's good because that means you can drop ship. So what we're looking at doing, guys, is setting up a store where the person sees your purse in that store and they're like, wow, I want to buy that purse. So they buy it, you get the money from it. And then you take the money that it is required to purchase it from AliExpress and you purchase it from AliExpress and have them ship it directly to them. Now, these guys are good at drop shipping. That's another thing you can talk to them about is they can do something called a blind ship, where they ship it to the customer with no invoice on it and no source information. So they don't actually know what company sent it to them because there's no identifying information in there of who it came from, where it came from. There'll be postage information, of course. It'll look like it's from China, but inside it won't tell them the price that was paid for it or the vendor where it came from. And you can ask them to do it. It's real simple contacting these vendors. And like I said, they love Americans a lot. So you could ask them to bend over, do a flip, stand on their head and pull their tongue out. And they would do that for you to get your business and actually be a part of your store. So that is AliExpress. Also, the images that come in the store, they a lot of times the vendor will allow you to use those images. So you can ask them if you can actually use the images that they have on their AliExpress site as well. And if they don't allow you to use their images that are on the AliExpress site, they'll actually send you a package of images that you can use. So they're always really good about that as well. So that's another option you can do. So that is AliExpress. If you guys have any questions about AliExpress, Chris.
Yes, first of all, I want to welcome all the new folks that are here. It's amazing. So welcome, guys, to Builderall, the Builderall family. I love having you here. John asked an interesting question. Does AliExpress integrate with Builderall?
It doesn't yet. Yeah, it doesn't yet. I think that that's on a down the line type of thing, way down the line. But there are a lot of other programs that integrate with AliExpress, but Builderall does not yet. So this is a very manual process, as in you receive the order, and then once you receive the order from the customer, you go into AliExpress and you order that item and have it shipped to them. But I've been doing it for years now, and it sounds time intensive, but it's actually not. Once you get established vendors, and I'm using this set of vendors, and I have actually a Excel spreadsheet And so all of my products are in there. And when I get an order, I just click the link that I have in that spreadsheet. It takes me to that exact vendor page where I can make that order really fast and get it shipped. So it's not very hard at all. Ryan, go ahead.
Hello all. Hello, Shelley. Thanks for this
Hello.
today. I just wondered, is it, oh, hi, Dominique. Thanks for saying hello as well. I was just wondering what, is it ghost shipping, the name when you ask them to not show?
Yeah, we actually call it blind shipping.
Blind shipping.
It can be called ghost shipping as well. Either one. They'll know what you mean though. All you have to do is tell them, I'm going to drop ship this, and can you make sure that it's a blind shipment, meaning no invoice on there that identifies how much the original price was or what vendor it came from. And they love United States people, American people. They love our business. They know we want to spend some money, so they will do it. They're really good about doing it.
We've offended China at the moment. We've wanted to get details on coronavirus, and they're very unhappy with us. They're putting tariffs and things on us. So I'm not sure if
That's
they like
true.
Australians.
Yeah, well, and US is the same way. But these business people, they are about business, and they got to keep their lights on just like we do. So
Yep.
when we come in, and Americans are notorious for spending money. They know we're going to spend some money to put a store together. So when you come in, my vendors are still doing great with me. So I've seen no change actually. So it's been absolutely fabulous. But
Thank
I mean, there are other options. So I'm going to show you the next option. Let me make sure there's no more questions. So
Hey, Shelley,
Greg.
is
sorry,
Ali-
go ahead.
AliExpress, is Alibaba like AliExpress?
Yeah, Alibaba is like the big brother of AliExpress, and Alibaba is where you're going to order way more than one. It's very difficult to do drop shipping of one item on Alibaba, because that's where you have to order a minimum quantity of 100 or 50 or 25 or something like that. So if you
So
do,
there are other competitive sites like AliExpress?
yeah, we're going to talk about another one in just a second. But Alibaba has been fantabulous. If you find a product that you really, really, really like, and you're like,
Right.
man, I'm going to stock this bad boy. Forget about drop
Right.
shipping to the customer. I'm going to stock it. Then you go to Alibaba and find it on Alibaba and buy it.
Right.
Okay. So good question. Greg, do you have a question?
Yeah, I was watching a video last week or something about drop shipping from AliExpress, and they said something about there are a lot of vendors that have shipping facilities in the U.S.
They do.
and you can ship from the U.S. directly and not even have to go to China on those products.
You're exactly right. I'm going to show you the other alternative, which is like AliExpress, that has way more vendors that are in the U.S.
Okay.
Way more than AliExpress. Okay. But yes, they do have U.S. vendors, but they don't have many. When you start looking at products and start looking about where they're coming from, most of them in AliExpress is going to come from China. Okay. Any other questions before we move on to the next one? Okay. The next one is a program or a platform called DHgate. D as in dog, H as in happy, and gate as in open the gate. DHgate.com. And this is, to me, like the US version of AliExpress. Now, they do have vendors that are in China and Russia and a bunch of other places, but the bulk of these products are going to be from the US. And because of that, just to give you fair warning, it's going to be a little bit more than AliExpress because that's just the nature of these products being in the US. But it's another great resource. And I have actually vendors that I use from DHgate as well. And it looks very similar to AliExpress. They've got categories. You can do a search. You do the same thing with this group as you do with AliExpress. So you look up purses maybe. And when we look up a purse, it's going to pull up purses. And then we can actually look where it says from any country or region. And we can say from the United States. It's got Australia on here, Ryan. It's got United Kingdom, China, and United States. So if I click United States, I can see that there are products that are right from the United States that are going to be able to ship faster. So I'm going to have a lot less shipping time to be able to get that product to my customer. Whereas if I was shipping from China, I might have to wait 30, 60 days. But here I can get it a lot faster. So let's take a look at maybe a couple of the products. And again, these are going to be a little bit more expensive. So if we look at, let's say this item right here, that is a purse with a over-the-shoulder strap plus handles. And it looks like the price is somewhere between $26 and $39. We've got a bunch of different colors to choose from. And this one, you can order a single piece. That's going to be really important because we want to drop ship this. So we want to make sure we can order in quantity of one so that we don't have to order a bunch of them, have them shipped, and then only sell one and be sitting with, 199 in stock. This one ships through the United States Postal Service, and it says the estimated delivery time for this one, we're on May the 12th, and it says this can arrive between May the 20th and 25th. So a lot faster than if we ordered it from China. So the difference really is that you'll be paying a little bit extra money to be able to get that reduced ship time. This one also has free shipping, so that's actually fantastic. But you want to do the same thing that you do with AliExpress over here on DHgate. So you want to look at the description of the item very, very deeply.
Thoroughly.
Every single word they put down, you need to read. Okay, very, very important. I know it'll get frustrating because you're like, yeah, I can see the picture. But you want to look at every single word to make sure you see the product and everything about it. And
The
then
devil's
the
in
next
the
thing,
details.
the devil's in the details. You're exactly right. And then on customer reviews, again, I would never buy this product because there are no customer reviews. But that's the next thing you want to look at. And you also want to look at any pictures that customers have put up, because that will give you a good idea of what that product looks like. That's not a picture by the vendor. It makes a big difference, you guys. I've looked at customer pictures, and that made the determination to me on whether I should buy that or not. So definitely look at the customer reviews and any images that they've got. But then once you decide on something, again, you can click on that add to favorites. Never buy the first round. Okay, when you find your products and you're ready to start sampling, don't sample or buy the first time you look at them. Send them into favorites, and then the next day take a look. And you may have missed a detail that you didn't see the day before, but all of a sudden you see it the next day, and you're like, I'm not going to buy that one. So that's a way to save you from making stupid mistakes like I've made in the past. Just listen to me now and hear me later so you don't make the same mistakes. But that is DHgate. So those are in my opinion, the two easiest ones to get set up on. They're totally free to set up an account, totally free to set up with vendors and buy from them. And quite honestly, once you find some really good vendors, you can then go outside of DHgate or AliExpress. With my jewelry company, I actually got the initial jewelry that I had from AliExpress and a little bit from DHgate, and found some really good vendors. And then now for certain products, I go straight to the vendors. I don't even go through AliExpress or DHgate for certain ones, because we've been able to set up a relationship so that I contacted them directly and actually bought from them and got a better price. So that's also another possibility. Sorry, Squirrel.
I was just saying, building relationships is very important with the vendors.
Yeah, and especially when you're talking about building a store and making sure to find quality products that you really want to sell in your store, you want to build a relationship with that vendor, because the hope is that you guys are going to work together. You're going to make them some money, that you're going to make some money. It's all good. So building those relationships are really, really good. And you can do that on AliExpress and DHgate, because I've done it with both of them. So
are you going to touch on like putting your own designs on things, or is that like a print?
No, that's private labeling, and that's another level to go into. That's a lot more complicated than just buying pre-made products. I've actually went that route too, and it's very difficult actually. It's a lot more steps involved than just finding pre-made products that are ready to go. But you can do private labeling.
Will this same process work with print on demand though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do that too. But we won't go into that today. Any questions about AliExpress or DHgate?
Yes. Hi, Shelly. This is Marilule.
Hello.
Hi. This is my first time with you, and I'm very happy.
Welcome.
I have been working with Builderall for a year and a half, more or less. Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy, and with lots of ideas every time. So I'm very happy to be here right now. And one of the
you.
Excuse me?
We're happy to have you. We're so glad you're here. You are now one of us. One of us.
Yeah, I am. I sure belong to Builderall. And every day I'm having new members. So I'm
good.
So,
yay.
Yeah, and today I'm very interested in this talk related to e-commerce, because this is one of the things that most of my clients and new associates are becoming to be very interested in. And specifically from what have you talked already, I have this question related to the price. And several products they mentioned, for example, $10 to $20, no? Mm-hmm. And I don't really understand why they handle this range of prices, because apparently it's the same product and the only thing that changes is the color, no? Or,
right, and sometimes it's not only the color, but there may be a little button or strap or something that they have to do a little bit differently. So you definitely want to click through and see what are the differences. But you're right, sometimes it is only the color that's the difference. And if they've got a really popular color, they may bump that price up just a little bit so that you are paying that difference in price because it's more popular than the other colors. Like, for example, I would never buy a line purse. This is not the color I would buy. I know I'm probably a weird one because I think every other woman on the planet would buy a lime purse. But for me, it would not be one that I would buy. But a black purse or a brown purse or something like that that's kind of a neutral color to go with anything, I would buy that. So in my store, if I was selling that, I would make that popular color that more people would buy, just bump it up a little bit more expensive, so that I'm getting paid because that's a popular item. And these do the same thing. They do the exact same thing.
Okay, perfect. And I'm visiting here from Mexico. So
Yay.
I'm from Mexico, and thanks for answering my question right now.
You're so welcome. Yeah, just keep those questions coming if you've got more. Ryan, go ahead.
Viva Mexico.
Yes.
Mary, how do you put people on each day with Builderall? I'd like to ask you that question.
I know, right? That's a Tuesday night training right there, right?
We're doing lots of businesses here in Mexico, so we are happy to.
Yeah, and it's a wide open area. Mexico is growing fast, and you guys have a lot of opportunity in that area to grow. So keep doing it. You're doing great. Very, very exciting. Any other questions, you guys, before we move on to the next one? Greg. Wait, Davida, let me get Greg, and then I'll get Chris, and then Davida. Okay. Greg, go ahead.
Hi, Shelley.
Hi.
Do you have a drop shipper that is made in US only?
No, I don't. There's so many of them. If you type in wholesale dropshipper in Google, you'll find in USA, you'll find a bazillion of them.
Yeah, there's a lot that ship from it, but I haven't been able to find too many that just are strictly made in USA, except for individual.
But there are some. There are some. The interesting thing though is that when you find them, there's usually a fee to get started with them. That's usually the issue that I find, which is fine if it's in your niche and that's exactly the items that you want to put in your store. But for you guys, I definitely wanted to get you the fast track to getting started. And the fast track is actually either AliExpress or DHgate. There's so many other stores that you can find some that are made in USA, but you're going to pay a fee to even get started as a wholesaler dropshipper.
Yeah, that's okay. My niche is basically Patriot made in USA only.
There you go.
So yeah. I was just wondering.
So that would be perfect for you if you could find that type. And usually these companies charge $100 up to $1,000 to just be on their list of being able to buy from them. And then you get that wholesale pricing with the dropship capability.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Oh, I think I went out. Hang on. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay, I think I'm back maybe. But what I was saying before the internet so rudely interrupted was a lot of these wholesaling drop shipping companies that have specific USA, made in USA, and they really are made in the USA. A lot of times they'll have a join fee, and that fee can be anywhere from $100 to be on the list, be able to buy from them, up to like $1,000 to be on the list, be able to buy from them. So that's another option, but you have to really work it out, search out, and find the best thing for you. And you definitely want to get sample products from them and stuff like that as well. So that's all out there, and you can search. But to get started today, like if you got so excited about what you're learning tonight, and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna build me a store, and I'm gonna find me some products. I'm gonna build my $1 million mansion. You can do that tonight with AliExpress or DHgate for sure. You can start doing that now. Let me go to Chris next.
Okay, hey everybody.
Hey,
I've done e-commerce for the past 2 years. I've done AliExpress, DHgate. There's just like Shelly said, there's about 24, I mean more than that in terms of different companies from all over the world, UK, China, US, and everything. Regarding the question with Mary, what she asked about the price range, it's also based on if you are going to buy in terms of bulk, they'll give you a reduced amount of price versus if you're doing it single. So if the item goes from 21 to 35, you'll pay 35 if you're buying just one item versus 21 if you're buying 3 or 4 items as well. So that's another thing also that you guys have to look at as well.
That's very true. And you always have the option, if you don't want to drop ship, like buy onesies and send them out, you can buy in bulk and get a great price. And that would be more Alibaba than AliExpress. But you can buy in bulk and bring them in and store them and then ship them as you get orders. But to get started today, I would go drop ship the whole way. So you can kind of test products out and play with it a little bit. And let me tell you something, when you buy those samples and you get them shipped and you get a good shipment in of samples, it feels like Christmas. I mean, I have Christmas every day at my house. It is so cool and so fun. So it is a lot of fun to work with your store, find some good products, and kind of sift through and figure out what do you want your store to be and what products that do you want to go in there. But you can, again, onesies and drop ship, or like Chris said, you can buy in bulk and keep them in stock and then, just deplete your stock as you sell. Onesies, AliExpress and DHgate. Bulk is definitely Alibaba. You can buy in bulk from DHgate too, but DHgate is a little bit higher than Alibaba. All right, so good stuff, Chris. Very, very good.
Shelly,
Davida, let me get Davida really quick because she has a question. Okay, let me get Davida.
Okay. What I was going to say was, I actually ordered something that I didn't realize it was coming from DHgate, and they gave me a date, and it actually came a couple of weeks earlier.
Good.
Anyway, besides that, one of my courses sold.
Yay! Woohoo!
On the site where I'm, putting up my courses for sale.
Good.
They do marketing. I made a sale.
That is fantastic. I love it. My heart is like, woohoo! That's so fantastic. Love it, love it.
It's like I don't have to do the marketing. They do.
Good.
So
Good,
if they're
good.
doing the marketing, it's okay to make the split 50-50.
Good.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Let me get Bonnie and get her question.
just a quick question. So when you get all these samples in, do you then ship those samples out as part of, instead of ordering for some people, or do you always keep those samples?
No, I usually always keep them. My samples are my samples. I actually wear some of the jewelry I wear are the samples that I get from my jewelry store. I give them away birthdays and Christmas and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't really ever ship those ones. Yeah, because it's once you get into your system. Here's the thing: is once you get into your system, then you'll set it up so that it's automatic. That you get an order, you go to your Excel spreadsheet, you click the link that takes you to that page. I mean, you're not thinking about inventory at all when you're doing the drop shipping stuff. You're just thinking, click the link, go to the page, order it, and get it sent, and you're good to go. So that's kind of why I don't ever really worry about inventory.
You use your samples to make videos.
I'm sorry, Scroll, go ahead.
I was saying you can use your samples to make videos to promote your product.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And if I can't have images from the vendor, then I'll take my own pictures and stuff like that. So that's absolutely true as well.
Yep.
Yeah, and I have a whole, this room right here, you guys can't see it, but I have a whole set of like jewelry stands and stuff. So if I need to do that, take pictures and stuff, I can pull that out, put my jewelry on there, and take good quality pictures to put into my store. So yeah, so you'll do that. Anthony, go ahead, and then I'll get Frankie.
Yeah, hi Shelley.
Hi.
I had a phone call from Magento because it was brought to my attention in the e-commerce section. They gave me a call and asked me about what the business is or the website that I'm doing on Builderall. I mentioned it, and they came back with a quote for $30,000 to join Magento.
Wow.
And they also said the other option is I could partner with somebody, and then you just pay for the plugins.
Yeah.
Do you know much about Magento, how it works? Is that quote like real or not?
Are they saying that you join Magento as in you get to use the Magento platform?
Yeah.
No, you can use Magento on Builderall. We have Magento install on Builderall.
Yeah, I told them I was with Builderall as well, and I wanted to use it on there, and they said, I'll speak to my boss about a quote, and she came back with that. So
yeah, no worries. You can like put that aside and like actually just like an Etch-a-Sketch, just have somebody shake you and let it all erase, because you can just go straight to Builderall and install Magento. And Magento's a challenge. Now, I'm not even going to lie to you. Even for me, when I go into Magento, I have to think, okay, where do I do this? Where do I do that? There's 50,000 checkmark boxes and stuff like that. So there's a lot that you can do, but there's a ton of training on YouTube. So if you're not sure, you can go to YouTube and it will give you all the steps that you need to do. We have Magento 2. So those are the trainings that you'll look at. And you can also, you get one install of Magento, but on that one install of Magento, you can have as many stores as you want, because you can do multiple stores inside of one install.
okay, cheers. Also, just one more quickly. I'm running a filmmaking channel, and that's what my website and that's about. Is there anything like drop shipping or that I could apply to that? Because obviously there's not a lot of products you can sell as far as filmmaking and acting goes. I was just wondering what you think the best avenue would be on that.
I don't know if you wanted to drop ship things like green screens,
camera stands, tripods.
Yeah, that would be the direction I would go there.
Lighting.
And quite frankly, it might be easier. Yeah. But here's the thing, you guys. I want to warn you guys about this one. Anything electronic, you don't want to do AliExpress for sure, because the electronic stuff in China is not good. And then with DHgate, it's going to be sketchy, because even though they're located in the US, the product actually may be from China. They've just imported in bulk, and so they have it in the US to be able to ship quickly. So in the case of anything electronic like microphones or even something like ring lights or something like that, I would definitely go to Amazon and get that Amazon affiliate program set up so that you can use the Amazon affiliate program to actually sell all that on your website instead of setting up a dropship store. I think you'll probably do much better that way.
Cool. Thanks.
Nice.
Who did I go to next? Frankie, go ahead.
Frankie.
Hello, Shelley.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm always doing great when I'm in your training.
Woohoo! Love it.
My question concerns your return policy. What
Mhm.
is your return policy? Or do you leave it up to the vendors, or how
That's
do you
actually
handle it?
that's a great question. I haven't had to deal with many returns at all, but typically if I have a return, if it's somebody that's difficult, then I will actually, I have small products, so that's another benefit of mine, right? So I can send out a postage for them to be able to send it back to me, and then I can send them a new version. But honestly, most of the time, if it's not a difficult customer, I'll just send out another one because I've got that price baked in. I mean, I literally buy a product that I might spend $10 for, and I charge $80. So I have a lot of profit baked in there. So I'm able to, if they have a problem, I don't even want to deal with it. It's like, I'll send you another one. Which, did we make a mistake? I'm so sorry. Or did that pendant break? I'm so sorry. I'll just send you another one. And it's easy for me to do that because I've baked that profit in there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? And I do keep inventory for my jewelry store. I don't do so much drop shipping anymore for that. I keep inventory. So I'm able to do that really fast. I'm able to get my orders out fast, and I'm able to replace if something happens. And for my products, it's not unusual. They're pendants that open up and you put a pearl inside and you close it. It's not unusual, even with the bubble wrap that I use, that when it arrives, the pendant might be broken. So if I get that call, I just send them another one, and it's real easy to do. Okay. All right. Any other questions before we move on, you guys? All right. So now let's talk about building the actual website. And this part is actually the fun part, besides shopping, because I really like the shopping. Let's go ahead and jump in. And here's what I want to do, you guys. I want to register as a brand spanking new account so you guys can see that new people with a free website account can do this. This is what is so exciting. It's a free website account can do this. So let's go ahead and jump in, and I'm going to go to one of my websites. Let me do it incognito right here. And I'm going to go to bateamawesome.com. Let me spell it right. So this is my team website, and this is how I get a new person to actually join the team. They come to this website, they join right here. So I'm going to say this is going to be, Jesse. I'll say just Jesse, and Jesse 2020 at jessieisawesome.com. And the password is a secret. All right, so we got a name in there, we got a password, and now let's click join the team. And that should create a new account for us, and we should be able to log into Builderall as that person and start using Builderall right away. So we're waiting for the pop on my side to make sure it registered. Let me see here, right here. Oh, I'm not logged in here, so let me log in on this side. We'll make sure we got the pop when we got Jesse as a customer. All right, so there's that, and we'll go to let's go to notifications. Not notices, but notifications, Shelly. So apps. Oh my gosh, you guys, notification center. There we go. And oh my gosh, commissions. And there's Jesse right there. Jesse popped in. So we have Jesse now as a new customer, and this guy is a free customer, right? So he is. He's already on the free website plan because he signed up for Builderall Team Awesome on my magic funnel. And now let's go in and sign in as him. So I'm going to click access now. And we'll put in his email and his password. Just a secret 2020. And we should be able to log in. There we go. We're getting in, hopefully. There we go. So I'm going to pick United States because that's where I'm at. That's where Jesse's from. And then we'll click a new system. Log into our dashboard and Shazam. We are now on the free website plan inside of Builderall. So I'm going to just click here to don't show this again and skip. And then I'll go home. And it's going to show me everything that I have access to. So I have access to the Cheetah website builder, and I have the mailing boss system. So those are the two things that I have available to me. And that is enough for me to actually create a small store. So let's go ahead and hop into Cheetah. So I'm just going to click enter. And of course, when this opens, there's no websites there. We haven't created anything yet. So we're going to just go ahead and create a new store. I'm not going to completely build out a store because you guys can do that. You guys can make it pretty. You guys can make the colors that you want, the design that you want. I'm just going to show you how, give you an idea of how you can put these products in there to actually sell the products and use the cart system. So I'm just going to go to create a new website, and we're going to call this Jesse's Small Store, just like that. And then I'm going to copy that and paste it, and then I'm going to choose just a blank template. And so when I choose a blank template, it puts the one page inside that website. So right now I have one page that is in my website, and it is the home page, and I can start building my website. I'm going to go ahead and create a thank you page and make sure that we got at least one thank you page there. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Perfect. And we're not going to make it pretty. We're just going to make it functional. So I have a home page and a thank you page. And now let's talk about putting some products on this home page that we can build a PayPal cart system for. So I'm going to go ahead and click edit page. And from here, we'll just kind of start building just kind of a skeleton for this site. So I'm going to go panels and blank panel. And then here, I'm going to put Jesse's Small Store. There we go. We'll slide that up here. And just like that, perfect. And I'm going to add another panel, and I'm going to create a blank panel. And this is where we're going to put our first product, okay? So all I'm going to do is just kind of pull in some images of maybe something from AliExpress. So let me kind of move you guys over so I can see all of my tabs and stuff. So I'll go over here. Let's go to AliExpress maybe. That's AliExpress right there. And I'm going to find a purse that I really, really like. So let's go here. And I am a huge fan of the crossbody purses. So let me go crossbody. That will make me happy. And let's see, Shelly really likes that one right there. So let's see, $9.89 or 86 cents. Full price is about $12. That's good enough for me. Let's see, we've got 609 customer reviews. I'm happy with that. I can buy it in quantities of one, and it ships for $10 to the United States. So I have to add that onto the price. So that's about 20 bucks. I take a look at the different pictures. I do like the design of that. Looks fantastic to me. So the first thing I would do is buy a sample, have it shipped to me, and take a good look at it and decide if that was something that I want to put in my store. And then I talk to the vendor, and I'd say, okay, can I get some pictures from you? Can I either pull the pictures off of your website, or can you send me a package of pictures? So I would grab some pictures. So let's go ahead and do that. So I will go here, and I can actually, if they give me permission to do this, I can actually capture pictures like this. So whoop, there's one picture. So I'll save as, and we'll go to the downloads, and we'll say purse 1-1. There we go, and save. And then I'll do another one. So we go back and we'll put this one, and then we'll get a screenshot of that one. So new. And this is just the snipping tool that's inside of Windows. So if you have, oops, that's the right one. There, that's a better one. So if you have Windows PC, then you have this snipping tool, which is great. So save as, and we'll call this purse 1 picture 2. And then we'll get another one more. And we'll do that one. That one looks good. So I'll pull that one. So get a new picture again, and click and drag and get another picture. So there we go. And save as, and we'll call this one number 3. Perfect. So now I have 3 pictures to work with, which is fantastic. And also I can work with the colors. So you see here I have black, I have brown. This color is not available, whatever it is. And then I have a light brown. So I have 3 colors that I can work with. So we need to remember that when we're setting up our PayPal buttons. Okay. So let me go back to over here to my store. And I'm just going to think about how I want to set up this product. So I've got my images. So I'm going to go to add elements. I'm going to go over here to images. No iframe, but images. And I'll drag this one over. And I'm going to click on here, and I could do an image here, or I could do a slider or a gallery. I could do really anything I wanted to do. But here I'm going to put an image, and then I'm going to click on general and change the image, and we'll pull in those images. So I'm going to go to select file, and there's my 3. I can highlight all of them and pull them all in at the same time now. That's a new feature that we have. So we can now pull in multiple pictures at the same time. And then I'm going to click on this one and click save. And now I've got that image there. So I'm going to pop that in and do maybe something like this. And then I'll copy that one and pull another image in. So we'll pull that one in. We'll make this one a little bit smaller, like this. And then copy that image and put it down there like this and change it to the other one. There we go. So now we have a couple of different pictures in there that the customer can see of this product. And then here, I'm going to add maybe some text about the product. So we'll put a little title there. So let's see what AliExpress called it. So we'll jump back over here. And it said, vintage woman's flat fashion casual leather shoulder bag. That's good enough. So we'll copy that and we'll go back over and paste it into there. And I think I want to make it a vintage crossbody bag. Okay, that's good. Now take the S off. Here we go. Put that up here a little bit, just like that. And then I can add some more text. So I might go to elements and back to text, and then here grab some paragraph and add that in there. This is an awesome crossbody bag that comes in 3 colors. It has a long shoulder strap. You guys get it. So you'd put information in there to kind of put a description in there, however you want it to look. So I'll just kind of copy and paste, make the description good. And then I can kind of stretch it out a little bit like this. So it goes over more space. That, and add a little bit more description in. Perfect. And then this I'd probably write justify like this. So fantastic. And now we got the option to put a button here. So normally what you do is you go to add and you go to elements and you go over here to button and you grab a button and put it there and you'd say buy now, right? So that would be kind of how you would build this if you were building it in the system, buy now. And if you're using like a super checkout, you'd actually put the link to the super checkout there and you'd send them to the super checkout where they could buy one or one with a bump sell, right? So that's what you would normally do. But here we're going to do it a little bit different using the PayPal cart system. So what that's going to allow us to do is set up a button using PayPal, and that will allow them to add this item to the store, and then they can go back and continue shopping, or they can stay in the cart and actually check out. So let's put together a PayPal cart system using this product. Okay, so I'm going to jump into PayPal. So let me go into here, into the other area, and I'm going to go to PayPal. And we'll use, I have too many PayPal accounts, so we'll use this one. That sounds good. And inside of PayPal, there's actually a lot of options that you have to be able to build buttons, to do invoices and stuff like that. So in this particular account, I'm going to look at my quick links, and I'll go over here to, and somebody's got their microphone, so can you mind your microphone for me, please? We've got a PayPal checkout button. So I'm going to click that, and that allows me to actually set up my PayPal checkout system. Or actually, I did it wrong. Let me go back. And I'm going to go to show more and accept payments. So I'm going to click accept payments to explore. And when I click accept payments, here's the options that I have. I can do subscriptions, PayPal checkout, recurring payments, and PayPal buttons. And I'm going to do, I think PayPal buttons is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to click that. And then it says set up donations, sell on your social site, manage buttons. Yeah, I don't think that's it either. I actually did this earlier today and can't remember how I did it. So let's do PayPal checkout. I'm going to click that one. Let's see, PayPal exclusive, PayPal credit, no problem. That's not it either. Y'all be patient as I remind myself how I got in here. So subscriptions, PayPal checkout, recurring payments, PayPal buttons. I still think PayPal buttons is the way that we did this. All right, so here are PayPal buttons. I'm going to click get started. Yep, this is it. So PayPal buttons. So go into the PayPal button area. And then when you get into the PayPal button area, there's a lot of different options, but what you're going to choose is add to cart. So you can set up multiple items with a single payment button, and it will allow you to also create a cart button so that after they're done choosing the items they want to buy, they can go to the cart and check out. So we're going to click that and go into that area. And here's where we start setting up our buttons. So the first thing I'm going to do is set up the actual product button. That's the important button. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose either shopping cart, buy now, donation, subscriptions, automated billing, or installment plan. In this example, you're setting up a shopping cart. That's what we're setting up. So I'm going to click shopping cart, and now I'm going to put the item name. So I'll put a cross-body purse. And for the item ID, that's optional. You can do that as anything you want, but I'll put CBP 1001. Okay, so that gives it an item ID. On the price, this thing we could get for, oh, I don't remember what the price was. So let's take a look. Right there, maybe. So the full price was about $12 with the shipping of about $10.50. So total price or cost to us is going to be about $20.50. We'll say $21. So for us to be able to sell it, make a respectable profit, cover any returns, any issues, I would say go triple the price at least. So let's say that we're going to sell it for $60. So 60 US dollars. Then we can actually customize the button. So we can add a drop down menu with pricing options. We can add a drop down menu. We can add a text field. We can customize for text or appearance. So if I click this first item, add drop down menu with pricing option, if I click that, then I've got the ability to add options in there. So I can add option brown, say dark brown. And then I can add the option of light brown. And then I can add the option of black. And then on the name of the option, we can call it color. Okay. And then all the prices are the same. It's just allowing them to choose what color they want. So when they choose, they'll click this down and choose whichever option they want. So I'm going to click done. You can add more options. You can remove an option. But once you get all your options there, you can click done. And so now you can see that this is what my customer is going to see for this button. They're going to see that they can click and choose their color. And then they can click add to cart. So that's actually what this is looking like right now. I can check mark this one. And if this was maybe a t-shirt product, I could have the color and the size option. So I can have two different variants that I can set up in this system. I don't need that for this one, so I can just uncheck that. And then I can add a text field. So if I click there, I can actually add a text field here that just kind of maybe describes that product more if you want kind of a more of a description or something like that. Or if you want to say something like choose your color to identify that they need to choose their color. I'm just going to uncheck that because I don't need it. You can also customize the appearance of this button. So if you click customize, you can use the default PayPal button. You can use a smaller button. You can edit for language, or you can actually use your own button image. So if you have an image of what you want the button to look like, you can add that image in there if you want to. I am perfectly okay with having these standard PayPal cart buttons. They make me happy. Then you can add shipping. So if there's an additional cost to shipping, you can add that in. There will be on mine. So even though I have tripled the cost and it includes shipping, I would probably add just a base shipping price to all of my products. And that would be something like $5.95. That's an acceptable price to have a shipping cost inside of there. Then also tax rate. This is one that Bonnie and I kind of giggle about all the time because I'm super lucky. I live in a place where it's origin tax. So I can add the tax amount based on whatever the tax rate is here, the origin of where this product is coming from. And technically it's coming from my company. So here, I think our tax rate is 7.5%. So I put 7.5% in. Bonnie is not so lucky. It's harder for her because she is destination tax. So, yeah, so it's way harder to put the tax amount in there. And for Bonnie's case, I do not have an answer on how she would deal with that.
I'm gonna call them because you can call them. The other question I have for you, and I don't know if you know the answer, or I'm gonna get it tomorrow from them, is let's just say for argument's sake, in your cart they buy 5 items. Are you charging them $5.95 per item to ship?
Yeah, this would, because it would be per item. Absolutely.
Looking up now, I'm gonna see if we can do it like I do with Shopify or something like that, where it figures out the weights and all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. But for me, I don't think it's unreasonable to charge like $5.95, $2.95, $3.95 per item for shipping for sure. So once you configure that, then you've got the option of adding the merchant account ID. So this one can use your account ID, the secure account ID, or you can use the email address as information about the merchant. I'm okay with the account ID. It doesn't bother me at all. The next one is step 2 for tracking and inventory. For you guys, if you're starting off at drop shipping, you don't need to have a tracking or inventory. You don't need to do that. But this gives you the capability of creating an inventory count so that if they click the button and there's no inventory, it won't sell it to them. So it won't oversell, which is a really good thing. If you have a popular item, like we did fidget spinners one year, and I had to limit the amount because my vendor couldn't ship, 1 million of them. So using a PayPal cart button, I was able to limit the amount that I sold, which was good because we would have way oversold. You can also track your inventory, track profits and losses by putting in the information about the cost. There's a lot of things you can do here, but drop shipping, you can actually skip this completely. So I just don't even do the inventory or profit and loss. I keep track of all that separately. The next one is step 3, the advanced features. So right here, it says if you're an advanced user, you can use a custom checkout. So can your customer add special instructions or a message to you? For me, because I'm just selling purses, I'm not selling anything that's customized, or I don't need any input from them, I can click no. It says, do you need your customer shipping address? That's usually a pretty good thing to have when you're shipping them a product, so that would be yes. And then it says, take customers to this URL when they cancel their checkout. So you can create a completely separate page that is, if they click cancel and they never go to the purchase process and make the purchase, you can check mark this and then put the URL of that page to say, hey, we noticed that you abandoned your cart. Click here to go back and actually complete your purchase or something like that. So you can actually set that up. I'm not going to do that tonight. The next one is take your customers to this URL when they finish checkout. That was that thank you page that we talked about and we made in the very beginning. So I will check mark that, and then I'm going to go back to my website, and I'm going to get the address of that page. So right here's the thank you page. I'm going to go ahead and go to website, and I got to publish it. So let me go back, and we'll click publish and publish those pages. And now let's see if we can go to the website. There we go. And I'm just going to click and copy that link. Even though we haven't made anything on the page, I'm going to copy that link. And then I'm going to go back to my PayPal cart system and put that URL inside of there. So that's going to be my thank you page. So after they've made a purchase and they'll land on that thank you page, it's going to have instructions for them on be expecting a confirmation email from PayPal. Thank you for your purchase. Your items should process within 3 to 5 days and ship within 7 to 14 days. So you want to give them all the information that they need about their product. Now, can you do a thing that says you purchased this, and this product? I haven't done that, but you might be able to if you know HTML code. But I've never done that. I've just done a very generic thank you page that says thank you for your purchase. Be sure to check your email to get your order confirmation information. Processing can take 3 to 5 days, and then it should arrive within 7 to 14 days. So that's the kind of information you want to give them. So the advanced variables, if you want to look at them, are right there, but I've never had to do that. So once I do all those 3 steps, I'm now going to click Create Button. And what that does is it takes all those settings that I did, and here's the button itself, so you can see an exact example of what the button's going to look like, and it creates HTML code. So I'm just going to click Select Code, and that copies the code for me. And now I can go into my website, and I can choose an iframe. So let's go into my website, and we'll go back to editing that page. So let me close this one and open up the home page. There we go. Oh, and I think it closed and I didn't save it. That's actually really sad. Let me try it over here. Sheet of data. There it is right there. Good. So let me close this version. Perfect. All right. So let me open that up. There's our button. We're not going to use that button. We're going to delete it. And now I'm just going to go to Add Elements, and I'm going to go to iframe. So I'm going to find where iframe is at, and I'm going to pull that in. Now I've got my trusty little iframe there. I'm going to go to General Settings, and I'm going to go to Embed Doc. And that's where I'm going to put the code for that button, and then Apply. And let's see if it'll take it. It's not taking it. So let me make sure I copied all of it well. Let me go back to PayPal. And we'll do Select Code and copy. And then we'll go back.
You had the thank you page in your.
Yeah, I think I did. I think you're right. And then paste, and there we go. And one thing that this does is it actually moves everything to the left-hand side and to justify. So to fix that, I just go to the front end and I do a less than sign, center, and then a greater than sign. And that centers my button, so it appears in the center of the iframe. And then I just kind of resize it, put exactly where I want it. And usually actually I put it like somewhere on the side like this, kind of like that. And I'll show you why in a second. But there's our button. And then I'll click Save. And that's fine to make sure that all the work that we've done actually saves. And I'm going to make this button a little bit bigger so we can get rid of that scroll bar, just like that. All right, so now we've got our button that we've created, and we've got the variants. So the customer can actually click right here. They can click the down arrow, pick their color, and then they'll do Add to Cart. So now what I need to do is actually create a cart button. Because what they're going to do is they're going to go Add to Cart, and then they're going to go, wait, I want to order more stuff. So they'll click Continue Shopping, which will take them back to your store, and they can shop and add some more items to their cart. And then when they're done and they make the decision, I'm ready to purchase now, I want to go back to my cart, we need to make sure that there's an Add to Cart button so they can get back to that cart and then finish the purchase process. So I'm just going to go back to PayPal, and right here where I made my button, there's some options down here. So it says create a similar button, create a new button, or create a view cart button. So let's go ahead and click view cart button. And what that does is it creates a cart button for me. And I've got a few things I can do here. I can do the PayPal button or make it a smaller button, or I can use my own image. I'm completely okay with the PayPal button. It works for me. So I'm going to click create button. When I do that, it gives me the code for that button. So I'm going to select code and copy it. And then I'm going to go back to my website, and I'm going to do another iframe. So I'll go add elements and go over here to iframe and drop it in there. And I'm going to add that code into the embed doc area. So I'll paste it in there. And again, I can center it if I want to by going up to the very, very top of that code and doing the less than symbol and then the word center and then the greater than symbol. And that actually centers that button right there. So now I can put that anywhere I want to. So I can actually add it. Sometimes I'll add it to like right below where the add to cart button is, or sometimes I'll put it in the header. So no matter where they go, it's always in the header. And it's giving me grief here. I'm not sure why. I'm going to move it back here and see what it does. So it's giving me a little bit of grief, but you can put it wherever you want it. If you put it on the header, let me take a look at your eyeballs. If you create a global header for your store, and then you put that view cart in the global header, and then make sure to add that global header to every one of your store pages, they can get to the cart from anywhere they're at. Does that make sense? Okay, Chris, question?
Also, with that new feature that Eric just showed the other day, where the scrolling banner on the right side, you can add the cart to that box. So it doesn't matter how many pages you have of products, you can always have the cart on the right-hand side.
That's exactly right. So you can actually put a box in there and put the button inside of a box and then pin it wherever you want it. So you can pin it to the top right, to the middle, to the top bottom, or sorry, right bottom, wherever you want to pin it. And then if they scroll, no matter where they scroll, they're going to see that view cart button. So that's another great way to do it. The biggest, most important thing is you have to remember that they have to get to the cart if they go back and do some more shopping. And if you guys shop online, you know that people do this, where you go add to cart, and then you jump back in, add to cart, you jump back in, you look for a while, and you may not add another one to the cart. You may just kind of look and go, okay, I think I got everything I want. So then you need to have a view cart button somewhere in there so you can get back to your cart and actually go through the purchase process. So just make sure you've got your view cart button somewhere where they can see it. Carl, go ahead.
Yeah, finally made it on the call. Can't believe it. I missed it.
That's all right. That's recording, so no worries.
Yeah, thank God for Bonnie. Hey, thanks, Bonnie. Hey, okay, so digital products, we were just chatting it up here a little bit about digital products. Now, there used to be a tool I used to use a few years ago, quite a few years ago. When you made the purchase, it actually redirected to the product so you could actually deliver maybe a digital download or something like that. I'm not familiar with it yet on PayPal. I do know you configure it very similar with the buy now and the add to cart, etc. But is there something Builderall has now just to redirect that, or how do you configure that in Builderall for the digital product?
For using the PayPal cart system, that thank you page you can use to deliver the actual product. Deliver
the actual content.
Yeah,
okay.
so even though it's not protected, so it's not going to be in a membership area and protected. If it's something that you're not, it's a product, you deliver it, it's all good, then deliver it on the thank you page in PayPal. But Builderall also has, if you go through the checkout system, you can set it up so they purchase through the checkout system, and it gives them access to a protected area so that they can download the product. And then it's protected, nobody can get into it unless you give them permission or they purchase.
Like the membership site. Yeah. Like the membership site or something, right?
That's exactly it. Yep.
Very cool. Okay, just wanted clarity. Thanks.
Yep, you got it. Any other questions before I keep going, you guys? Jonathan, go ahead.
Hey, Shelly. So I'm going to be making my own products from home to send out. In PayPal, is there a way to send out? Will PayPal make its own tracking number for people to track, or how would I do that?
Yeah. Well, tracking system.
Shelly,
when they purchase, anybody that pays through PayPal, you can actually, I think there's a, I don't remember. It's been a while. I use so many other companies. I apologize because I've got that kind of baked into it. So I don't have to do it through PayPal. So tracking is something that I'd have to look deeper into to see if PayPal can do that.
John, what shipping are you using? Are you using something like USPS or using stamps.com?
I'll be going through Pirate Ship.
So they're gonna have, they'll have the tracking information. You can see if you can get it into a Google sheet, and maybe PayPal stuff into a Google sheet with Zapier.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Greg, go ahead.
How does that look on mobile?
How does that look on mobile? I don't know. Let's take a look. Remember on Cheetah, we can do pretty much anything we want to, right? So let's take a look at what.
I mean, when you're putting your buttons, when you're putting your buttons in there, and everything else.
Yeah. That's why I like it centered, because it looks better on mobile for sure. But let's take a look at what it's looking like right now. So there's my image, and remember, guys, that this is really rough. I would have put some of these in boxes to control the way everything is organized on mobile. But there's my button right there.
Yeah, so you really can't control the size of it by just putting the code in an iframe, because it's going to give you that square size.
Yep, it will.
If you put
so
it
you
in
have to just manage your spacing well.
If you put it in a box, will it stay the same size as the box? Like if you put a rectangular box and put the cart button in the box, put the iframe in the box.
I'm not sure. This right here, you'd have to look at the size. So let's see if there's size options here.
What about the minimum size thing you have too?
Yeah, it says it's a.
Okay, well that's all right. I'll
width of 1 and a height of 1. So basically, what it's saying is it's a width of 1, meaning the entire width of the item, right? So you play with the HTML a little bit right here in the source code, and say something like 50% or something like that to make everything smaller.
Okay, all right.
Shelley, the minimum size there, that box on mobile.
Right, you broke up, Bonnie. Can you say it again?
Minimum size right underneath where you have the. Yeah, that minimum size. Can you make that?
Shrink it.
Yeah. Can you make it 25?
I don't know. Nope, it won't go down below 50.
Oh, that's still better.
Yeah, it is.
Play with the advanced mobile option.
Advanced mobile. Yeah, that won't really shrink the box so much, just the padding around it.
There's also that you can put on, instead of just add to cart and view cart, I think there's a button that you can choose that has both of those buttons in one space on PayPal. I may be wrong.
No, I wouldn't do them as both the same. I don't think it does though. I don't think there's a button.
Well, if you put the view cart button in the header, then that would solve that problem.
Exactly. You want to always have it very visible where they can see it. I don't know why that thing keeps disappearing, but anyway, let's take a look at what this looks like on the live so you guys can actually see it. So I'm going to save my changes because save is my friend. And let's take a look at what this looks like on the actual live site. So I'll go to the pages, and we'll go here and go to web page. And so this is kind of what it's looking like. And of course, I've removed the frame for the iframe. There's a border right there. But let's say that we decided we want the light brown first. So I'm going to click add to cart. And that's going to open a new window that says, here's your cart. And here's your crossbody purse that you bought. And it's item number blah, 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 blah. And it's $60. I can click more, and it tells me the color is light brown. And then right here, I've got 1. I can increase it to 2 or 3 or 4. You can see that the pricing here changes. Or I can decrease it, or I can even remove it from my cart. And then from here, I can choose to check out with PayPal or check out without a PayPal account. And then up here, I can click continue shopping. When I click that, it takes me back to that page that I was on. And now I can find another product and click add to cart, and it will add it to that cart. Then when I'm done and I'm like, okay, I don't need any more in my cart, then I just click view cart, and it takes me back to my cart that I had with all the products that I had in there. And now I can take this and actually go through the purchasing process. When I'm done, it will take me to the thank you page where it gives me instructions on what to expect now that I've made a purchase. Okay, so you can create many buttons like this. So you can go into your website, and you can copy the panel that you made and create another panel with another product. You just create a new button for that product. It will all work and go to that same cart. So it adds the item to the cart. And then the cart updates with however many that they decide that they want to purchase. They can click continue shopping and go back to your store. And then when they're done, they just click that view cart button, and it takes them to their cart with everything they've added, and they can go through and purchase. And the reason I say that you don't want to do really more than about 10 or 20 products is because making these buttons, it gets a little crazy, and it actually lists all them in PayPal for you. So, you'd be stuck creating a bunch of buttons. But if you've got about 10 or 20 individual products and then variants of each of those products, you can still have a really respectable amount of products in a simple little store and create that store pretty darn fast. So let me kind of stop sharing and kind of see what you guys think about that. Bonnie?
So I was just looking up PayPal shipping because I because I use a shopping cart right now, which I'm moving. So you can actually go into PayPal shipping and you can do different shipping prices for international, for Canada, for Mexico. You can set it up that you can do it by volume or by weight. So for example, there you get 3 pocketbooks, and to ship it for $6 probably is not enough. But you could put it, if it's $100, maybe you charge $10, $150, maybe you charge, or by weight. So just know the options in developer.paypal.com.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Shelley, it's Karen.
Karen, Squirrel, I'm going to mute you because I'm hearing some background noise. Okay. Karen, go ahead.
So when you added that 4 purses of the same, your shipping stayed the $5.95. It did not increase.
Oh, good. So for that product, when you purchase that product, but if I added another product, a different product to the cart, it would add the shipping with that product.
Okay, but you could, like you said, you have to build that in because you can't. You're not going to be able to say, oh, 3 are going to be 3 times $5.95.
Yeah,
so
you have to bake it in. You absolutely have to bake it. You have to really think about shipping because, again, that can catch you and bite you in the butt if you're not thinking about shipping very, very carefully, especially with international orders. And with my store, we just ship to the U.S. because we started trying to ship internationally, and I've had so many people that want my products that are outside of the U.S., but setting up all the international shipping and then handling any returns is just an absolute nightmare. And we had one return that was so expensive to just reship out, and they shipped the product that didn't work out for them. And again, I'm using little bitty jewelry, and it was a bunch of money to handle it. So that's really difficult to bake in. So you have to think about those things when you're creating a store.
Go into developer.paypal.com and you'll see all of the shipping information there that you can set it up by volume, by weight, by dollars, by whatever.
Awesome.
Okay, good. Awesome. Part 2, I put it in the thing, but you had mentioned the BA checkout, Builderall checkout, but we're learning this because we can't have a store with Cheetah yet. Correct?
You can absolutely have a store with Cheetah, but through the checkout, it's going to be one item plus the bump sell. So
okay, that's what I meant. Okay.
Yeah, it's
so
like
not
I was
a real
talking
store.
About earlier. I mean, if I wanted to sell a physical flashlight, buy this flashlight for $19.95, and if you buy it now, you can buy 3 more for $5.99. That's a bump sell. I could do that, but it's predefined quantities, right? The user can't define the quantity. So the PayPal cart system enables the user to define the quantity that they want. Plus, you can add the variance in. So you can add color or size or something like that in there.
Got it. So that's why the super checkout is what you're referring to when you said the checkout. Okay, great. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Ryan, go ahead.
Hey, thanks. Chris did mention Facebook ads. Thanks for that, Chris. And I just was hoping you could. I'm confident making the mountain, but how do you bring the people to the mountain or the mountain to the people? If you could cover traffic, that would be awesome.
There's so many different ways, and quite honestly, I've been so fortunate with my store. It's been organic because it's such an unusual product that so much of it has been organic traffic. People really word of mouth that they're like, oh my gosh, have you seen this? This is so cool. It's kind of a novelty thing. And just to kind of give you an idea of what my product is, it's a pearl. So you buy an oyster kit and you get an oyster in there, a pendant and a necklace, and you're guaranteed if you open the oyster, there's a pearl inside, and you take that pearl and put it inside the pendant and you can wear it. So that's a very unique item. You don't find that very many places. So, and I have people that are very addicted to buying them. So they want to buy some more so they can get more colors and more sizes and stuff like that. So it's a really unique item. So I was really lucky in the fact that it's a very organic reach that I've made. Now with other products that I've sold, I did have to do Facebook ads, and it was fidget spinners and finger monkeys that I did one year. And I just ran some simple Facebook ads and sent them to win a finger monkey or win a fidget spinner. So they filled out the opt-in forms and I had them on my email list. And then the thank you page was actually, don't want to wait to see if you win. Why don't you buy one? And so there was the PayPal cart system right there to be able to buy whatever color, whatever quantity, all that kind of stuff, different designs, stuff like that. So that was one of the very first things I actually did in Builderall, was set up a small store like that and set up buying fidget spinners and finger monkeys. So I did basic Facebook ads, sent them to the targeted audience that would be likely to buy that product. And so I'm talking about parents that have teenagers, the parents that have a home, they have bought a car, they have a job. So they're all targeted towards, and they have a family. So that's the perfect target for them to see my product and say, oh, there's a fidget spinner right there. I need to get that. And it worked out really, really well for me. We did well. So you have to just really look at your product. And in Facebook ads, you want to target who you think that person is that's going to buy that product. But then you've also got the ability to go into any other group that is associated with, that niche target audience and say, hey, I've got this product. Here's my website. Check it out. You can have a Facebook page that you have constant updates to your products and your the services that you provide, or we got a new color or a new design or something like that. So there's a million ways you can approach it. I don't think there's any right answer. I think it's just get out there and take action. And if you want to try Facebook ads, try them. And I will warn you that Facebook ads are like the lottery. Just expect to lose, and if you win, you're good to go. Because Facebook ads is a learning process, and if you're not good at it, then you have to be ready to invest in learning. And investing in learning means you're going to lose money first. And then Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest. Pinterest is good. You can go to YouTube and create YouTube videos on your products. TikTok. I'm getting ready to step into TikTok and actually advertise Builderall on TikTok using the live TikToks. So there's just so many different ways that you can do it. So it depends on where you want to land. Because I don't think there's right or wrong. It's just take action. And then just work that and see if you can finesse it into something that's successful. And as you're finessing that one, add another one into the mix, and always expect to lose money before you gain money when you do advertising. Okay. Let me get Carl, and then I'll get Chris. Carl?
Yeah, just real quick comment with what you were talking to Ryan about when it comes to Facebook ads. Make sure that you start your spend at midnight, because if you don't, Facebook will burn through your cash really fast. So in other words, if you say you want to see what the ad spend is going to look like for 24 hours and you started at noon, they're going to burn through your cash in 12 hours. The other thing is when you start small, $5, $10, split test your ads, do 2 or 3 or 4 split tests on the ads. And then what you want to do is if you start seeing success with one, you drop the other 3 and start split testing others against the what we call the control. And when you start to see success, don't throw a bunch of money at it, because again, Facebook will burn. Scale your spend. So go from $5 maybe to $10, then to $20. So you're doing it incrementally. And because the success will come, it'll just take a little bit of time, but it is really, you're a scientist, you're experimenting. I think I just wanted to cover those 2 things real quick.
Those are really great points, because you don't want to do it like Shelly did it, right? I can tell you so many things I've done wrong before I did them right. And Facebook had a neat program several years back when I was first starting, that for new advertising people that had Facebook ads, they would give you a credit towards using Facebook ads. So I got $500 in Facebook ads, and I thought, wow, I am rich. I am going to make so much money off of Facebook ads. And so I set my Facebook ads. I put my ads in there. I was so excited. I had no idea about target audiences, so I was just just absolutely throwing spaghetti against the wall. And then the worst thing I did, I had $500, so I set my limit at $500. It was gone so fast, and I had no idea about what even happened, right? So you do have to do exactly what Carl said. Start with a small amount, test it with, I even test with $2 sometimes, $2, $5, just see what's happening with that ad. Run more than one so you can see some kind of analytics to see what's working, what's not. And the other thing is, this is like I used to teach high school biology, and it is like a science experiment. And one of the worst things you can do is make a bunch of changes, because what's going to happen when you're doing your Facebook ads and you're like, oh, I like this Facebook ad, but I'm going to change the ad. I'm going to change the target audience. I'm going to change the countries. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change that. When you do that, and maybe it's more successful or it's less successful, you don't really know why, because you can't pinpoint the thing that you changed that made the difference. So it really is like a real science experiment where you go in, and if you're having a modicum of success with one ad, you change one thing, one thing, not 50 things. And then you run it side by side as a split test and see which one's doing better when you change that one thing. So maybe you change it from doing all men and women to just men to see if that makes a difference. And then you're like, well, that didn't work. So now you're going to change it to, let's change it to a target audience of 25 to 45 instead of 25 to 55. And you watch that change. And it's going to take investment after investment to kind of play with it and see what works. Now that's Facebook ads. That's one option you have. You've also got YouTube ads and YouTube organic, and you've got Instagram ads and Instagram organic, and you've got working inside of Facebook groups and Facebook pages and being ever present there. You've got forums that you can join that could be in that target area that you're looking at for the people that would buy from you. So there's just so many options, and all of them are that same idea of test it, retest it, test it again, and refine that process and understand that it's going to take money to get that refinement of your ad method. Because I don't think anybody goes into it knowing exactly how they're going to do it and being successful right off the bat.
I can attest to that. I did my first ads in 2015, so I've learned the hard way that stuff doesn't go how you think it's going to.
Yep, been there, done that. I lost that $500 so fast. I mean, I went boom and it was gone, and I was like, "What happened?" Yeah, it was the craziest thing. So I really encourage people now, low and slow, like Memphis barbecue, low and slow. That's the way you get it done. And you're going to invest the time and you're going to invest the money. But those two things are what is going to make you successful in finding the magic combination that works to be able to get you leads and get you people purchasing your product. Okay. I think it was Chris. Are you next? No? Greg?
Yeah, you mentioned $20 to $60. Do you have a percentage markup that you use on all types of products? And then I've got a follow-up question.
No, honestly, I do a lot of homework on products. So that product, I would jump onto Amazon and see what it's selling for. I would jump onto Walmart.com, Target.com, and see if there's something comparable and what it's selling for. And I will never be able to match a Walmart price or a Target price, but I can put it into your respectable area so that they're going to buy from me because it's not outrageously more expensive than Walmart or Target.
Yeah,
right?
that leads into my next question, because I've done it. I've looked at products and then I've copied the name from the product and I've Google searched it. And I just have one here. I found one on DHgate. It was $18. So I Google searched it to see what it was selling for, and boom, AliExpress came up at $2.83.
Yeah, but think about it this way.
So my next question is, when you're making your product, should you completely change the name of it so that if somebody copies that description, they'll find it on DHgate or anywhere else?
They honestly, I would venture to say that people are not that industrious. They're just not. We, as internet marketers, we're wired that way. Most of the people that I know are not. They either like the product or they don't, and they're not going to really Google it to see if they can get it cheaper. And if they see it in AliExpress, they won't even go there because they don't know what AliExpress is. So you set it for the money that you need to get out of it. And then it will either fly as a store in a product and people will buy it, or it won't. So that goes to that testing and seeing if people are going to buy that, running ads, sending people to it. So it's all, honestly, sometimes it's just a matter of luck. It really is. You pick the right product, you hit the right audience, and Shazam, you're good to go. But the reality is, don't compromise your price based on a price that you see somewhere else, or trying to compete with an AliExpress or even a Walmart or a Target. Because if you've got a product like that purse, that is the purse that it's a crossbody purse. For a person like me, if I saw that purse, I saw it for that price. Honestly, even me being an internet marketer, I probably wouldn't Google it because I wouldn't be sure if I could find that exact thing anyway. And if I like that color, I like that design, for me, $60 is okay to spend on that purse.
Okay, now do you round off your dollars, or do you use the Jewish dollar? $59.95.
That's all according to what I'm feeling too. So if it's a purse, I put it at $60. I wouldn't put it at a $59.97 or $52.45 or anything like that. It would be a nice round $60. Shipping is usually the only one that I kind of number it a little bit differently, because it looks different if you do $6 shipping than it does $5.95.
Okay.
So shipping to me, I want to kind of make it look a little bit different. But the product itself, I usually use straight numbers, $60, $20, $30. I don't really try to go too fancy on that.
Okay.
So that's me. I'm sure there's a guru somewhere that would go, Shelly, you're doing it all wrong.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Chris, go ahead.
Regarding what Greg just asked, with my store, what I used to do is I kept the item in terms of whole amount. The only price that changes in terms of percentage is sale tax. Because for me, I live in Florida, so I had to calculate in terms of, this is how much I'm buying from the drop shipper. This is how much I'm selling it for. This is how much my profit is. Then this is how much for Florida sale tax. Okay. Mm-hmm. So all that, when you do the calculation, because I had to use Google Sheets to have like an inventory. So like that, at the end, you know what's your bottom price. If you are running a special, like a discount 10%, you include it in that as well. So like that, at the end, you come out on top no matter what.
Right. And all that needs to be considered. And you'll figure it out, because the first time that you order a product and then you sell it and you're like, wait, that's not the profit I was expecting, you'll realize where you messed up. You're like, oh, I didn't put enough shipping there, or oops, I didn't put enough profit in there above the high number of what they were selling it for. Because it's easy to get caught into that trap when you're looking at AliExpress and DHgate to say, oh, it's on sale for $11.95. Let's do this. And you don't realize that the $11.95 sale is going off tomorrow and it goes back up to $29. So always take that top price and make that the price that you work with to be able to calculate your profit. And then anything above that is just icing on the cake. All right, any other questions, you guys? So do you feel like you can take what you've learned tonight and be able to find a product, a respectable product, build a store, create a PayPal cart system, and then actually get a store up and running? Yeah? Cool.
For sure.
For sure. That's good. I love it.
Shelley, it's awesome timing. My father is an award-winning photographer, and he's been wanting to go online forever, but he talks himself down, and he wins an award every month. He's very, very good at his photography. He's Chris Tate Photography, if anyone wants to have a look. He does a lot of bird and those sorts of images. He's really great at it. But I started doing a few hours of Magento training, and I was pulling my hair out there talking about Magento 2 and 1, and I'm thinking, do I want to go through all this to sell some of Dad's photography? And then watch the affiliate meeting, and you said you were doing this training. I'm like, yay! So thank you.
Yeah,
the timing is great.
So much easier than Magento, and you can design it in Cheetah exactly how you want it. I have also talked to Eric and asked if we can get some designers to work on some panels that are pre-made panels for products, so that all you have to do is go in and put your image in there, put the description, and then put the iframe for the PayPal button, and you're ready to go. So they'll be working on that, and we'll be hoping that that comes out really soon.
Maybe photography would be a popular one. There might be some other photography.
It could be. Yeah, absolutely.
Really good panel, and save it as a favorite.
Yes, absolutely. Get a really good panel and save it in your personal items for sure. But look at other stores and how their products are shown on their store, and you can design a panel and do just that exact thing.
I may have found taxes for PayPal card.
Oh, good. If you have, share whatever you got with me, because
I'm just sending them a message to call me.
Awesome. Great.
What the cost is, because it's a little ambiguous.
Yeah, like I said, I'm in an origin state, so I'm really lucky. It's way easy for me. Yeah, I don't have the headaches of what New York expects for taxes, for sure.
Too many headaches.
I think that's everything that I wanted to show you tonight. Do you guys have any other questions for me? Any comments or concerns? Go ahead, Carl.
I said this to Bonnie earlier. She was texting me, "Where are you, Carl?" So I did a SEO training. I'm going to redo it because I had to buy a new computer because my video was really, really poor on it. Yeah, it was just bad. My desktop ran for 10 years. Of course, I got everything out of it. And then my laptop, I just sold it actually to the one I replaced it with. So I spent a few dollars on that, some lighting, etc., and green screen. So I want to do a good job on it. I will be producing that. I hope to have it done by Thursday. Awesome. So then I'll just let everybody know. Okay. It's a basic one. It's for Cheetah or anyone else who's building any kind of website, but there's some you must do these things at the very least. And then I will tell you the one little thing. I'm going to show you how to actually optimize a physical JPEG image. It's not being taught anywhere. And when you optimize, it'll actually help you in Google too as well. Now, I'm not guaranteeing first page rankings, but I will guarantee if you do these things, you're doing what 95% or 99% of the other people are not doing. So just thought I'd throw that in.
Good deal. That's great. I can't wait. That sounds awesome. Fabulous.
Carl, in your class, are you going to do like a what you think you should do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Like do you do the in terms of, are you looking at words before you build your page, and what order should people be doing these things?
Yeah, good question. So let me tell you, I spent, like I said, about $28,000 learning it. I spent a lot of money in the digital space. I've been doing it since 2003, and there are some best practices you need to do, but you also need to keep something else in mind. Google is always changing their algorithm. Mm-hmm. They're changing it on a daily basis, 2-3 times a day. It used to be 400 or 500 times a year, et cetera. It's for two reasons. They don't want people gaming the system. And they want to keep the competitors off balance because they're the ones that are leading they're the 800-pound gorilla in the SEO space, or the browsing space, if you want to call that. They set the tone, they set the bar very high. Everybody else is following. Yahoo, Bing, I don't care what search engine you're using. Google is the top one. Now, I will say this, there are a lot of methodologies. People will charge a lot of money for search engine optimization. It's not set it and forget it. It's something that you have to continue to do. So I will talk about your title. I will talk about your description. I'll talk about the relevance of keywords according to Google, not according to me. We'll also get into the on-page copy. So when you're actually writing content, and something called keyword stuffing, which people will put, like, for example, if you're looking at purses will get you blacklisted with the Google, things like that. So I'm going to go through that. I could teach for hours on it. It's really not what my core skill is, but really well, I did it for years. So I just want to pass.
Oh, your computer's like Shelly's.
To the group so they can,
having an internet moment.
Benefit from. Well, yeah, the thing is and if I could just say this, Shelly, and I know this may be hard to believe, in the day I was making a lot of money. I got burnt out from doing everybody stuff. I wrote a chapter, and I spent over $360,000 investing in myself, learning how to do this stuff. So it's not my opinion. It's not something I thought up out of my own. I learned a lot from these guys. I went to their seminars, and I had customers all over. But honestly, I walked away from the digital world for 2.5 years. And quickly, Shelly, I'll tell you this: I was deleting all my old files out of my file folder. I had stuffed away, and I was going to delete it, but I clicked on it. And I looked at it and said, what is this? And from when I saw it almost 3 years ago to today is almost night and day. And actually, I actually texted this to Eric. I said, Builderall is the reason I got back into the digital world, because everything that you guys do, I used to duct tape it together. I'd have Aweber going. I'd have ClickFunnels going. I'd have.
We all did, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyway, that's the short version. Thanks for the mic there. But I just want to let you know, I really love the group. The community is absolutely amazing. I don't understand anybody that gets into digital marketing that wouldn't want to be in this group or on this platform, because really the training videos are there, and some of these experts are charging hundreds and thousands of dollars to learn the stuff that we get right here. Be part of Shelly's group or some of the other teachers like Alvaro, man. Alvaro's, man. I love watching his videos. He's intense, he's young, he's sharp, and he just tells you the way it is. So again, kudos to you, Shelly, and everybody on the group. I'm humbled, I'm amazed, and I'm glad to be back in the digital marketing world. So I'm excited.
Awesome. We're glad that you're here with us for sure. And I definitely expect some of you guys to jump in there and create some stores. So let me end this by telling you that I would love to see what you create. That is one of the joys that I get in doing this, is actually seeing you guys take the information and put it into action. So please, if you create something, I would love to see it. And of course, don't forget that Eric is working on a new plan to be able to showcase some of our people that have earned money on Builderall, made their first sale all the way up to made their first $100,000 and even $1 million. So this is one thing you can do right now to get you started to work on creating a store with some products in there that you really like. Make sure it's something that you like. Don't just build it to build it, but have fun with it. Create something that you really, really like. And let's see if we can get you earning your first money online with your own store. And that could be a part of bringing you into Builderall, into that club where you get certain things for different levels that you achieve. So super duper exciting. And again, I want to see those stores that you build, because that's the exciting part for me, is seeing you guys actually put it into action and getting some results. So before I let you go, any other questions or any comments? No? You guys were fabulous. I hope that you learned a lot. I hope you learned some new stuff that you never knew about. And I have had an absolute blast again, because I love this so much. But I will see you guys all over the internet, all over Builderall. And don't forget to build something amazing in Builderall. I'll see you guys.
Thank you, Shelly.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Take care, everyone.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everybody.
Bye.
Build your dream.
Look, hey, they designed a platform for you all. What you want, what you need is Builderall. Build it up, we just answering your call. We're the one-stop shop if your back's against the wall. Yeah, you're a Builderall rock star. Hey, you can build it all, go hard. Sign up and you'll see we got it all. We're the one-stop shop if your back's against the wall. Look, if you're trying to build the name of your brand, the came with a plan, get your name in demand. With Builderall, you can save your day in advance. Keep the apps automated so you barely need to glance. Listen, think of all the power that you hold. It's a new globe, everyone is grabbing for their phones. Imagine the control, build your passion on your own. And the more that you connect, the more attraction they will show. Not only a sales funnel, look, this is more advanced. This will help you compete, but have the upper hand. Keep your products in demand. It's all in one spot. You don't have to calculate and feel afraid with your thoughts. Automate your response. Drag and drop your site or click map your fans. See the pages they like or use the video wrap or capture their sites. Design your own app from scratch, just how you like. Yeah, they designed a platform for you all. What you want, what you need is Builderall. Build it up, we just answering your call. We're the one-stop shop if your back's against the wall. Yeah, you're a Builderall rock star. Hey, you can build it all, go hard. Sign up and you'll see we got it all. We're the one-stop shop if your back's against the wall. Design with y'all in mind, let entrepreneurs shine. Tired of the 9 to 5, you starting your own grind and it's alright. They got the tools you need. The connection they designed is truly unique. Never been able to express my views with ease. I move, release, double click and ooh, I'm pleased. My clients as well, tired of the hoops and leaps. Too many things in the way of my truth and dreams. A Builderall rock star is what you really are. Tune in on the internet will make you a star. You don't need to study hard, all it takes is a start. Work every day and move higher till you way off chart. Stay on, never sleep on none of the apps. It's a free sign up just so you know in advance. Builderall's for the legends, nothing's holding you back. You got the tools and the plan, you can stay on track. Believe that. They designed a platform for you all. What you want, what you need is Builderall. Build it up, we just answering your call. We're the one-stop shop if your back's against the wall. Yeah, you're a Builderall rock star. Hey, you can build it all, go hard. Sign up and you'll see we got it all. We're the one-stop shop if your back's against the wall.